Talking with the experts.
Hello and welcome to Talking with the Experts. My name is Rose Davidson from rosedavidson.com, and Talking with the Experts is about all things business by business owners for business owners. And today my guest is Jodie Nevid from Adelaide in Australia. And Jodie runs a coaching business where she helps people upskill their businesses to achieve the income that they desire. Welcome, Jodie.
Hi, Rose. Thanks so much for having me on your show. It's been a long time coming, and I'm loving what you're doing with building a tribe of business people to help them grow. It's fantastic.
Thank you. So today we're going to go through the calculator, and you're going to coach me through that. And that'll be great because I think it'll be heaps valuable for others to know how they can structure their businesses and actually achieve the income that they're looking for, whether it's a monthly income or an annual income. And it will help me as well. So why don't we get started?
Let's have a bit of fun, shall we? So
Absolutely.
This is a tool that I created when working with clients, because what I found is people come to me and say, I want to build a business or I want to grow my business, but they usually haven't crunched the numbers first and foremost. So this is always the first thing that I do. Now, Rose, are you open to sharing some of your numbers with your viewers, and we'll use you as a bit of a guinea pig as we go through this?
Absolutely.
Brilliant. I love that. All right. So, Rose, let's get rid of the 2020 because that's gone, but we'll call it 2021. What is a goal income for you for the year ahead? Or you can use just your aspirational goal income for your business.
I guess, the 100,000 would be an ideal goal for me. I think that's a great target. Whether it happens, it doesn't, but you can have those aspirations anyway.
Absolutely. And when we launched the business, my aspiration was 6 figures a year, work 3 days a week, school holidays off, travel overseas. So that was, and I think most of my clients, that's their aspiration. I just want to be able to make 6 figures working in on my own terms, doing what I love. So Rose, I know you love what you do in your business with a passion. Ideally, how many days a week would you be working in your business?
I'm not happy unless I'm working at least 5 days.
Brilliant. So you've got a 5-day work week. And are you like me where you like to take a couple of months off a year, or are you kind of like, give me your standard 4 weeks holiday? How many months?
I think 4 weeks for me is sufficient.
Okay, brilliant. So that means that, Rose, you have 222 days of working throughout any calendar year. How many hours are in your ideal day?
At the moment, I'm probably working, 14, 15 hours a day. But, only because I love what I do and, but unfortunately I find the shiny objects, and I get a bit distracted. But I ideally probably would work 8 hours.
8 hours, beautiful. So what I love about the calculator is it tells us that for you, Rose, if you were to charge yourself out by the hour, which, by the way, I recommend no one should ever do in the coaching or consulting space, and I'll talk about that in a moment. But let's say you were trying to put together a program for someone, you should never charge less than $56.82. I always round that up, and I have to say, from a benchmark perspective, in a life coaching space, 150 is about the average hourly rate. Again, I want to stress the point, never charge by the hour. From a business coaching perspective, for example, my hourly rates are around $400 or $500 an hour.
Yeah, I'm charging myself out at 80 at the moment, so.
Okay, so at least you are above the rate. But the problem with hourly rates is we need to have you fully booked every hour of the day, and a business doesn't work like that because you want to be in and on the business. Now, if someone says to you, Rose, we've heard you're really fantastic at running these workshops on how businesses can get their message out to the world or take their talk live online, we want you to come in and do a 1-day workshop for us. We know that your daily rate for that should be at least, again, it says 454 there, but I would round that up to around at least $800 a day if someone wanted to book you. So this is just a starting point, and this tells us, because a lot of the time clients come to me and say, well, Jodie, what should I charge? I don't know what to charge. We always go back to, well, what are your income goals and what are your lifestyle goals? So your lifestyle goals is how often you want to be working in the business. So how does that sit with you so far, Rose? Just the rates side of things.
I don't know. I think 50 is a bit low, to be honest, but
It is.
it doesn't even cover like just things. Yeah, as I said, I'm charging 80 at the moment.
Well,
So I base all my things on $80 an hour.
yeah, and that's good. But the question is, are you fully booked all of these hours? And because you've got quite a lot of hours that you're happy to work, we would never want to charge that low. I would be working to get your $80 up to $150 actually.
All right.
But again, what I would do instead is eliminate the hourly rate from your vocab and from your pricing model. So let's talk about how we do that, shall we?
Absolutely.
So we talk about value generators. So a lot of the time people get caught up in the more time I spend with a client, the more expensive it should be. The reality is there are some things that don't take a lot of time that are actually higher value because they're fast and quick and easy. So people are willing to pay more for express services. So one of the biggest traps people can fall into is thinking, my value is in the time that I spend. I've actually just spent 6 months with a couple of people from a marketing perspective who should have done that job in 1 month's time and it been a lot cheaper and a lot less. So time is not always valuable. So we talk about the value generators. There are 7 different types that you can use. I always recommend that people pick one of these, and we're going to get you to choose one of these rows, and then we're going to build a business program around that we would want to then make you famous for, because one value generator will get you to 6 figures. If you have 3 or 4, it's going to be more challenging. So are you happy for me to just talk you through the 7 and then we'll pick which one works for you, and you can ask questions about them as we go through them?
Absolutely.
Brilliant. So the first one is a private coaching package. Now, I recommend, and I've been private coaching for about 20 years now, I recommend that 3-month blocks work well, or 6-month blocks. Some people like to sign up a client for a year. That's fantastic. A 3-month coaching package, when you're seeing someone fortnightly, so that's essentially 6 sessions over 3 months, the average rate of that should be about $3,000. If you just get 9 clients a quarter, that'll bring in 100 grand or 108,000. Now, my private coaching packages are actually 4,500 per quarter. So that 3,000 is very achievable. 1-day workshops, you could do a 1-day event and just become famous for that. Now, what I love about the 1-day workshop is, let's say you've got a 1-day workshop that's great to run in organizations. You could do a 1-day workshop, charge yourself out at 3,500. Again, these are all rates that we've charged in our business in the Adelaide market, so I know they're achievable. 3 workshops a month for 10 months of the year, and boom, you've got 105,000. Group program, this is where you take a group of people from the place they start to the place they want to be over a shared journey, or they're all going on their own journey, but at the same time in a consecutive following a consecutive curriculum. $3,000 for a group program, get 20 people twice a year, 120 grand. I used to do leadership programs more than that with more students at least 8 or 9 times a year, very achievable. Mastermind program, I'm a huge fan of the mastermind. Our main program is a mastermind. Masterminds can be charged anywhere from $10,000 to $30,000, even $50,000 a year. $5,000 is a very affordable mastermind. A $5,000 mastermind with just 20 people in it will get you to 100 grand. Online program, never go there if you're just getting started out, but once you've got runs on the board with the others, a $2,000 online program with just 50 students a year will get you to 100 grand. And then there's things like retainers, which is more for your back end or back of house type people. So Facebook ads managers, social media growers, YouTube managers, HR consultants, project managers, people that you would hire and keep on your team. I have a photographer on a retainer, a $3,000 a month retainer. You only need 4 clients paying you once a month for 12 months, and you've got 144,000. So 4 clients on a retainer can get you really good money. And then there's the partnerships, which is where you partner with an organisation for a particular amount of time. They pay you a monthly fee to kind of be on their team and take them on a journey. So thinking about your business, Rose, which of these appeal to you?
Well, I don't know. I do have a coaching program.
Yep.
I have formulated, and I think it's a 3-month program. So we might go with that.
Okay, great. And so this is a one-to-one coaching program?
It's a group program, but they get, for the price, they get one-on-one coaching, like through video. So I guess it would probably be more of a group program.
Yeah, and does everyone go on the same journey at the same time? Like, do we all?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. So I like it as a group program because you've got the leverage of the group.
Yeah, I think it's they get the program actually goes for 3 months, and then they get a further 3 months one-on-one, coaching throughout if they have any issues. So
fantastic. Okay, so let's take this group program. It sounds to me like it's sort of conceptual at the moment.
It is, yeah. I haven't put it out there yet. I'm still umming and ahhing about the cost and where I should be positioning it. I'm not really sure where to do that.
Shall we unpack that and let's...
Oh, that'd be nice too.
Let's do it. So tell me, do you mind if I ask you a few questions about the program, Rose?
Sure, go ahead.
So firstly, who is the program for?
The program's mainly for speakers.
Great.
Who are wanting to get their businesses from offline to online. Because I know a lot of speakers really aren't very tech savvy.
Yep.
And so I'm going to teach them how they can be tech savvy and get online and be confident.
Perfect program given all the stuff that's happened with COVID. So you want to piggyback off of that with your marketing and positioning, because a lot of face-to-face speakers have now had to go, right, how do I turn my message into something that can convert online or something that can be digested online?
Absolutely, yes.
Love this.
That's the whole thing.
And so this is your area of genius, is it, Rose, the back-end tech stuff?
It is, yeah. I'm more confident with that instead of being in front of the camera, which has surprised me with the podcast that I'm doing so well out of it, because doing it like this is really easy for me. Yeah. But if I were to actually get up on a stage, I would just melt into 1,000 pieces. So, yeah.
So you are the perfect backstage kind of wing woman for speakers who want to be online. I love this. And it's interesting how we all find our spot and go, okay, yeah, I love what they do, but don't put me on the stage, but I'm happy to give them the success to take that into the online.
Absolutely.
What are we going to call the program, Rose?
I don't know. I'm just logging in. I can't remember what it's called at the moment.
Talk about putting you on the spot.
Yeah, it's called, I don't know what it's called. Isn't this embarrassing?
It's all right. So it's a 3-month speakers program, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
The main objective in 3 months, and this is a good one for everyone watching this, because I see people make mistakes in here. What is the specific objective or goal of the 3-month program? Is it to actually get a live event online and fully booked, or is there a tangible thing we can achieve in 3 months?
Yeah, it's basically to get them online confidently and get them fully booked, because it's called Elevate Your Speaker Profile Online Program.
Okay. So I would say, from a marketing perspective, I reckon we could give it a tagline that's very results focused. For example, we have one of our programs, the 7 Steps to Six Figures. The tagline is design, launch and fill your high value program in just 7 weeks.
Yep.
So if we were to come up with a version of that for you, Rose, what do we do in the 3 months?
Okay, so it's called Elevate Your Speaker Profile Online Program, 30 days from running around the country doing face-to-face speaking events to confidently taking your events online and making the impact you were destined to make.
Great. So I reckon we would shorten the tagline to something like that. And I love the idea of doing a 3-month objective. So take your speaker's profile online and book out your first event in just 3 months or something.
Yep. Okay.
Because that way we've got an objective. Because what happens is when you're coaching people, a lot of the time people come in overwhelmed and they'll go, oh, okay, I've been a speaker, I've been traveling around Australia for the last 10 years and I don't know anything about tech. And the more you have a set agenda for people, the higher the value is of your program. Because if the confused people start to lead you, you could end up diluting what you can achieve in just 3 months. Whereas I think if you said, right, we have milestones and the end goal is in 3 months' time, we are going to have you an online event with at least 50 people there and selling for this much, or it could be a free event where they convert to this many sales. So you want to have them set a target.
Oh, so yeah, I've just made a mistake too. The program's only 30 days and then they get a further 30 days. So, yeah.
Perfect. So here's what we do. It's a 30-day program and then they can get a bonus one-on-one support with you.
Yeah, they do. So what's included is a private weekly 30 minutes one-on-one coaching throughout the 30 days, video tutorials, weekly modules and worksheets with checklists. And I've already made the modules and checklists. They're already made. A weekly 60-minute Q&A session and a bonus 60 days of coaching support and 30 minutes one-on-one as needed.
Okay, great. So I reckon, and this is great, I love that you're sharing this with your viewers, Rose, because this is stuff that we can all learn from a marketing perspective. The easiest way to sell a program is to make it very specific so that people can feel the milestones that they'll achieve. And so what I would recommend, Rose, is that we look at your inclusions and we actually map out the timeline. So week 1, so 30 days is what, 4 weeks essentially.
Yeah, so at the end of the 30 days, you will have the strategies, tools and techniques necessary to get your events online and be confident when presenting to the camera, have simple tips to master and embrace the nuts and bolts of presenting online workshops, even if you're tech challenged, learn ways to restructure your slides, have an easy guide to transitioning your offline offer to online without reducing your conversion rate.
Great. So is this then really creating a free online event or a paid online event, or is that up to the participants?
That's up to them.
Okay. What do you think is better? What would your advice be?
I think a paid event would be better.
Yeah, great. And so an online paid event, what sort of price range do you see people being able to get for a paid event online?
I have no idea.
Okay, well, let's say, and this is something, again, I'm a bit like you. I don't know a lot about that, but I've paid for online events that are like $49 and $559. You know, it depends on the speaker. How many people are you confident that you could help them get to an online paid event through the tech support that you help them set up? And at, let's say, $49? 20?
Yeah.
Could we do 40?
We could do 40, yeah. Well, it's an online event, so 40 would be good.
Yeah. And so what we want to do is find a way where they can make their money back in the 30 days so that the price of the program doesn't, it feels like a no-brainer.
Yeah.
And so if we said, we'll help you, and again, I don't know if this is actually stuff you can hang your hat on and do, but this is how you could position yourself and get your program to become super amazing in 2021. We would tweak what you have, and we would say, right, we have the Elevate Your Speaker Profile program with Rose, where in just 30 days, she helps you set up, sell out, and run your online speaking event. And so what's beautiful about that is they'll have all the systems, they'll have the cash flow, and they'll have the community to go with it. And so we would tweak the program so that in week 1, it might be system setup. In week 2, it's marketing, messaging, and getting your building your community. Week 3, it's cash flow and closing the sales. Week 4, it's show up and deliver, for example, so we get to see the journey. Now, what's the price point of this program, Rose?
It's $2,997.
$997. Okay, great.
And if they buy outright, they save $200 on the online presentations package, which is $2,597.
It's $2,597. So that's if they pay up front, is it? Yeah.
So the package, the program, this program is $2,997.
Yeah.
And then if they pay up front, they save $200 on the online presentation package, which is an end-to-end done-for-you package for speakers.
Is that part of the package normally?
Sorry?
Is $2,997, do they get the end-to-end speakers?
No. This is the training. The $2,997 is the training.
Yeah.
And then the online presentations package is something if a speaker wants to progress on and even know that they've done this package, but they're still not wanting to do it themselves because they're too busy, then they can buy the online presentation package, which is normally $2,597, but they will get a $200 discount if they pay up front.
Okay, so with that, I would do, I'm just going to call that Elevate Your Speakers Profile there, and this is the online package. So this is $2,597, but only if they pay for that up front.
Yeah.
I want to simplify your offers again. So I've been closing on webinars for, 6 years now. And I can tell you what works and what doesn't. And there's this wonderful quote: if you confuse them, you lose them.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is why I haven't put it out, because I'm just so unsure about where to go from the program to selling them something that will still keep them here.
Yeah, and here's what I would recommend. I think for $2,997, and we want to take a group of people on that journey at the same time, right? One of the things that could happen is people go, 30 days is too soon. So when we launched our Lifestyle Business Builder, which is our big mastermind, and it's now a lifetime access thing, I created it to be an 8-week program.
Oh, okay.
People were flipping out going, oh my God, I've got to do all this in a week. And so then I turned it into an 8-month program. And then I went, you know what, this is a freaking mastermind, because everyone comes in at different levels and different stages. And so now the nature of what I do is very much about build your business to 6 figures, and it's over there. I've got my 7-week program, which is slightly different. And I think that we could set this up as, it might be more like a 3-month program. So it's a quarter.
Yep.
And at $2,997, what I love about quarterly is you can literally run it 3 times throughout the year. How many people would you like to take through it each time?
I think the plan was to have 10 people.
Great. So if we get 10 people through that and you do it 3 times a year, that gets you to $89,000. And your goal is $100,000. Now, I know that you've got other things like private coaching and some other affiliate businesses set up with systems and things that you do that you could probably scoop up the last 11 grand in. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah, because I haven't taken advantage of the affiliate things at all, which I will now be promoting through the podcast. So, yeah.
Perfect. And then, you can also monetize your podcast. The other thing is when you have a large community, like, for example, Carly from SA Women sells spotlight and showcase spaces within her business network. So I'm a paid member of SA Woman.
Yeah, I used to be as well when I lived in South Australia.
Oh, there you go. And so what Carly does, which I think is very clever for anyone that runs a big community, is she sells what she calls spotlight cases. So once a month, she'll spotlight a business and people pay $770 just to buy that position, which works well. Here's the thing, though, for your business, what you want to be mindful of, Rose, is you could end up being the jack of all trades and master of none.
Mm.
I love the idea of making you the famous for being the ultimate backstage tech support for speakers who want to go online. And you know how to do it because you run podcasts and you do all these systems backstage. Most speakers love the idea of having someone on the backstage. They don't love the idea of saying, I want to do training and coaching. I want you to be my backstage person, and I want you to do the done for me stuff, or hold my hand and help me become self-sufficient as you do it with me. So it's either done for me or done with me. So if we could get 10 speakers, could you be the backstage person for 10 people at a time over a 3-month period with your systems and get them all up and running?
Yeah, it's not hard. It's quite easy when you know how.
Yeah, when you know how. Because I know I couldn't do it because I don't have your skill set. So this is great. And then we also have this online package. So tell me a bit about the online package, because that's where you confuse me. That's different to this. Is that right?
It is, yeah. So just let me get out of this. Oh, why is that? Okay.
3M stands for 3 months, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, there's a bit of a pregnant pause here, and we just don't want people to think that we've gone a bit silly. Right. Okay. So what they get with the online package is 60-minute discovery call.
Yep.
They get up to 40 slides with speaker notes.
Okay. You do that for them? You develop? Yeah. Okay, great. Yep.
5 reviews. So if they don't like something, they can tweak it. Animations of the slides if they want animations.
Yep.
They get a signature template with a completed style so that they can, take away the thing if they don't want me, don't want to work with me anymore. Yep. They get social media post templates and some with video if they choose. Mm-hmm. I will create a sign up and some feedback forms for them. They get a 60-minute strategy call to help with the structure of their presentation. So if they're not camera confident, I can help them with, how to become confident and, background, what they should be having in their backgrounds or whatever.
Yeah.
Plus, they get a 30-minute call to explain the process. I set up the event online for them. I do some marketing. So I do intro videos, a marketing plan and their marketing materials. I set up the Zoom link and I condense the current slide deck. If they've already got a slide deck, then I will condense that down to 40 slides for them, because some people have like 60 or 70 slides and it just goes forever and ever.
Yeah.
And, PowerPoint, as you know, is one of my fortes. So, yeah.
Brilliant. And so the difference between the two, this sounds like you do a bit of the design and delivery setup. So it's design and implementation. In the Elevate Your Speakers profile, does that not include that stuff?
That is part of I think I teach them how to do that themselves. Yeah.
Aha. So the design and delivery package is done for you, whereas the Elevate Your Speakers profile is taught how to do it with you. So
yes.
Hold your hand. Okay. So here's what I would recommend. And this is, again, a model that we've tested and works well. You have the Elevate Your Speakers profile online as a mastermind, and then you would have the done for you upgrade. And so rather than it being another thing, I would condense it all as one program. And we have our private upgrade. So you can join and work with me as a mastermind where you get all the stuff and I coach you on our group calls, or you can pay extra and get one-on-one time with me and one-on-one time with a whole bunch of other experts and a few things done for you. So I would do that model rather than two things that kind of compete with each other a bit.
Yep. Yeah. Understand. Yep. And
so here we're going to call it the private upgrade. So again, we'd just shuffle around some of the things that you would offer. We would change a little bit of the language there. So here, actually, we'll call it Elevate Your Speakers Profile 3-month private. Yep. So you get everything you get at that level, plus when I pay as a private member, it would be, what would be a price if they get the two together? Should we say 5?
Yeah.
5,997. And you might get 2 people upgrade 3 times a year and then only have 8 at the mastermind level. Boom. There's your $100,000 plan, Rose.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So here's what I love about this kind of stuff. With a little bit of tweaking and repositioning, and with that eye of the bird focus, I think for you, Rose, moving forward, the best thing you could do is become famous for being the backstage tech support for speakers who want to go online. And that means starting to share lots of content, tips, tricks, and then positioning this program where you just want to find your first 10 people and let them know that there's only capacity for 2 to upgrade to the private level. Or you might say 4. If 4 upgrade, that's great. And 6 go that way because you make more money. How do you feel about this?
Well, thank you. That's amazing. Wow. Yeah, I hadn't. Yeah, it's another sort of way of looking at it. And I, to be quite honest, hadn't thought about it like how you've put it out here.
Yeah. And, it's a lot of people, myself included, the reason I do this is because I've learnt the hard way and I've done all the things that most people start when they're starting out in coaching. And I've learned very, very slowly, actually. I'd like to say very quickly, but it's actually been very slowly. Although I guess I've only been in this business for 7 years, but I have learned that leverage is the most important thing in terms of your free time. And I've also learned that positioning of value is the most important thing in terms of your marketing and your ability to be able to convert. So those are the 2 things that I love to help people with. Let's leverage your time so that you're only selling one product but at 2 levels. And let's leverage the way we offer that so that it becomes something that's irresistible.
Lovely.
Lovely. Does that help?
Oh, absolutely.
Fantastic. So have you got any other questions for me or anything else I can
well,
provide to you?
I guess before we finish up, just tell me a little bit more about the 7 Effect and how you can help other business owners, reach the, goals of the 6 figures that they're wanting to reach. Because I'm pretty sure that's, the figures that people are looking for in there, and changing their lifestyle so they're not doing the hard slog every day, all day, and they've got the time to have holidays and whatever. So just tell me a little bit what you do. I know you're in Adelaide, but I'm sure that this can transfer to online anyway. So
yeah, we have clients all over Australia actually, and I've even worked with clients internationally over in the States. But basically, the 7 Effect was born out of being stuck. Like, I have a background in business. I've worked in my own businesses most of my life, but I did a 7-year stint in the corporate world, and I was on the 6-figure salary, and the money was great, but the lifestyle was horrible, and I felt trapped. And so what happened was I started a goals club with a group of friends. We met each month. We set goals, a bit like a book club, but instead of reading books, we set goals. And because in my corporate job, I was a leadership trainer and executive coach, and I spoke on stages a lot, I started sharing stories about the Goals Club. So women would come running up to me after I'd speak and say, how do I join the club? And so I went back to the girls in the Goals Club, and me being a trainer, I said, I reckon we can turn this into a business. So essentially, Rose, the 7 Effect never started as a coaching business. It started as a business to inspire people to wake up and live their life by design, not by default. It was basically a business that said, hey, women who feel trapped in the corporate world or trapped in a life that you're not loving, let's go through the 7 elements of life and let's set some goals. Now, what happened is over the years, we started working with clients at a deeper level and they started transforming their life. Many of them said their ultimate goal was to do what we'd done, to turn what they know into a lifestyle business. Many of them were 6-figure incomes, and they relied on a 6-figure salary to feed the kids and pay the bills. And so we developed a program where we literally reverse engineer, like what I've done with you. How much money do you want to earn? How many hours do you want to work? Now, what is the program based on what you know that could get you there? So this is always the first step we do with clients, is crunch the numbers. And then from there, clients like yourself will go, okay, I get this conceptually. I know enough about business, and they'll go off and do it. Or they'll say, okay, I get this conceptually, but geez, Jodie, I need you to hold my hands to actually make that 107 grand land in my pocket in the next 12 months. And so that's really what we do at a deeper level, is we work with people in our business builder program. And we have a model that helps people get basically to 6 figures with 50 clients or less. And I love it because we literally are in the business of setting people free financially, mentally, and emotionally.
Sounds wonderful, Jodie. Thank you so much for sharing about your business. And where can they find you?
We've got a website. It's just called the7effect.com. So it's with the number 7, THE, and then 7effect.com. And if anyone does want to get a copy of the Coaches Calculator, you can just go to the coachescalculator.com and grab yourself a copy of that as well, and do what we've done with you, Rose.
Perfect. All right. Thank you so much, Jodie, for your time today. It's been an absolute pleasure and so invaluable for me. I will rewatch this again after we finish up here today. And so thank you. A Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. Thanks for having me on here, and all the success in the world with your Elevate Your Speakers Profile program. I look forward to helping you share it and getting you famous for being the backstage support for speakers. Go Rose.
Go Rose. Thanks, Jodie.
Thank you.